Hello dear students, bringing another video from Dr. Anil's Botany. Today let us see air pollution. Okay, shall we move on to the topic? So, air pollution, what is air? Before we are moving on to the air pollution, what is air? Air is the Earth's atmosphere. Earth's atmosphere, that is the air. It is the clear gas in which living things live and breathe. It has an indefinite shape and volume. It has no color or smell. It has mass and weight. It is a matter. As it has mass and weight, air creates atmospheric or atmosphere pressure. Right? See, what are the sources and classification? Sources are nothing but natural and man-made or anthropogenic activities. Natural pollution, no? The pollen grains, volcanic eruption, forest fire, dust storms, spores, bacteria, and other microorganisms. Man-made, it is industrial, thermal power plants, automobile exhaust, fossil fuel burning, mining, nuclear explosions. These are the sources of air pollution. And it is classified with stationary and mobile. That is point source. That is the large stationary source. Point source. Some places there you can see a large factory. The large factory expelled out gases, creating or producing a very large chimney, and through which the air is expelled out. That is the point source. You might have seen in Kashi factory, titanium. There you can see too much of polluted air comes out from the chimney, or smoke comes out from the chimney. That is area source, small stationary source, and mobile source with indefinite roots. Line source, mobile source with definite roots. See what actually it is. These are substance dwelling temporarily or permanently in the air. Substance dwelling, that means substance living. Dwelling means living temporarily or permanently in the air. Alters the environment by interfering with the health, the comfort, or the food chain, or by interfering with the property values of people. A pollutant can be solid, liquid, or gas. Pollutant may be a solid, particulate matter, or a liquid, sulfuric acid, or likewise, or gases. Different types of gases: carbon monoxide, ozone, nitrous oxide, nitric oxide, sulfur dioxide. See, these are all gases. It may originate from a natural or anthropogenic sources. It may originate from the natural sources. It may originate from the natural sources. For example, in the volcanic eruption, you will get different types of gases they produce. Anthropogenic activities, the automobile exhaust, factories. Then it is estimated that anthropogenic sources have changed the composition of global air by less than 0.01%. Human activities. Even a small change can have a significant adverse effect on the climate, ecosystem, and species on the planet. Mainly two types of pollutants: primary pollutant and the secondary pollutants. There are two types. What are the primary pollutants? Primary pollutants which are emitted directly from identifiable sources. That is primary sources. Secondary pollutants which are produced in the atmosphere when certain chemical reactions takes place among primary pollutants. So that is secondary pollutants. Primary pollutant, the primary source. For example, automobile exhaust is the primary pollutant. or the factory gases, that is the primary pollutant. And these gases interact with the atmospheric gases to produce secondary compounds, that is secondary pollutants. The major primary pollutants includes particulate matter, PM, sulfur dioxide, told you earlier, nitrogen oxides, volatile organic compounds, VOCs, volatile organic compounds, carbon monoxide, and lead. 6 major air pollutants: carbon monoxide, ozone. So carbon monoxide is very dangerous thing. It have a great affinity with our hemoglobin, so that the main function of hemoglobin is to carry oxygen. But the carbon monoxide is there, this hemoglobin absorb more amount of carbon monoxide. That is why people stand, the traffic policemen, they inhale too much of carbon monoxide so that they feel fatigue. Or when we are exposed to too much of traffic blocks, then you will get fatigue. Why? Because you take too much of carbon monoxide. So the hemoglobin, they absorb carbon monoxide very fast when compared with oxygen. So the major pollutants: carbon monoxide, ozone, nitrogen dioxide, sulfur oxides, carbon dioxide, and lead. See, these are all the sources. Sulfur oxides coming from industry or factories, nitrogen oxides, automobile exhaust, carbon dioxide, the cattle, carbon monoxide again from factories. So these are all the sources. Then carbon monoxide, carbon dioxide, see, they are all primary pollutants, and the secondary pollutants: sulfur trioxide, nitric oxide, nitrogen, nitric oxide, and sulfuric acid, nitric acid, hydrogen peroxide, ozone. See, these are all the secondary pollutants. See, these are all secondary and primary pollutants. Outdoor air, building and construction materials and furnishing, building occupants and activities, inadequate building designs and maintenance. So these are all the primary and secondary pollutants. The primary pollutants are those gases or particles that are pumped into the air to make it unclean. They include carbon monoxide from automobiles exhaust and sulfur dioxide from the combustion of coal. Primary air pollutants can be caused by primary sources or secondary sources. The pollutants that are a direct result of the process can be called primary pollutants. A classic example of a primary pollutant would be the sulfur dioxide emitted from factories. Sulfur dioxide emitted from factories, that is the primary pollutant. So these are the composition of carbon monoxide, nitrogen oxide, volatile organic compounds, sulfur oxides. See, these are all the different concentrations or percentage of gases present in our atmosphere. Primary, naturally occurring events: smoke and dust from volcanoes, dust storms, smoke from forest fire. These are all the primary pollutants. Then man-made activities: carbon monoxide from vehicles, nitrous oxides from vehicle exhaust, nitrous oxides, sulfur dioxide from power stations, smoke from power stations. These are all man-made anthropogenic activities or man-made activities. They produce primary pollutants. I told you earlier, carbon monoxide, a gas that comes from the burning of fossil fuels, mostly in cars, vehicles. It cannot be seen or smelled. Carbon monoxide is released when engines burn fossil fuels. Emissions are higher when engines are not tuned properly and when fuel is not completely burned. Cars emit a lot of the carbon monoxide found outdoors. Furnaces and heaters in the home can emit high concentration of carbon monoxide too, if they are not properly maintained. Effects: Carbon monoxide makes it hard for body parts to get the oxygen they need to run correctly. Exposure to carbon monoxide makes people feel dizziness or and tired or fatigue and gives them headaches. In high concentrations, it is fatal. Elderly people with heart disease hospitalized more often when they are exposed to higher amounts of carbon monoxide. These are all the side effects of carbon monoxide. We call it as invisible poison. Carbon monoxide poisoning around danger. Nitrogen dioxide, a reddish brown gas produced when nitric oxide combines with oxygen in the atmosphere. Nitric oxide combines with oxygen in the atmosphere. They produce as nitrogen dioxide present in car exhaust and power plants, affects lungs and causes wheezing, increases chance of respiratory infections. This is the main effect of nitrogen dioxide. See the nitrogen oxides of nitrogen, different types of nitrogen oxides of nitrogen, fuel combustion automobiles and industries, lightning, forest fire, natural ionizing radiations. What are the effects of oxides of nitrogen? Reduce blood carrying capacity, causes lung problems. See, these are all the polluted nitrogen dioxide, a reddish brown gas that comes from the burning of fossil fuels. It has strong smell at high levels. Nitrogen dioxide mostly comes from power plants and automobiles. Nitrogen dioxide is formed in two ways: when nitrogen in the fuel is burned or when nitrogen in the air reacts with oxygen at very high temperatures. Nitrogen dioxide can also react the atmosphere to form ozone, acid rain and particles. Ozone, acid rain and particles. It produces ozone, and this ozone will cause the depletion of ozone layer, and that is O3. Ozone is nothing but O3, and affects high levels of nitrogen dioxide exposure can give people cough and make them feel short of breath. People who are exposed to nitrogen dioxide for a long time have a higher chance of getting respiratory infections. Then nitrogen dioxide reacts in the atmosphere to form acid rain, which can harm plants and animals. It adversely affects the plants. The photosynthetic ratio is highly influenced by nitrogen dioxide. So that are all the after effect of and then coming to sulfur dioxide, a corrosive gas that cannot be seen or smelled at low levels but can have a rotten egg smell at high levels. You might feel this one. In the chemistry lab, you can see the hydrogen sulfide, sulfur dioxide, that is getting a rotten egg smell. Sulfur dioxide mostly comes from the burning of coal or oil in power plants. It also comes from factories that make chemicals, paper or fuel. Like nitrogen dioxide, sulfur dioxide reacts in the atmosphere to form acid rain and particles, suspended particles in the air. Sulfur dioxide exposure can affect people who have asthma or emphysema by making it more difficult for them to breathe. It can also irritate people's eyes, nose and throats. Sulfur dioxide can harm trees and crops, damage buildings and make it harder for people to see long distances. So vision is lost. Then in the metropolitan towns like Delhi, recently we have seen this problem in Delhi with smog, and the smog is produced by this sulfur dioxide and various pollutants with smoke, then produce a smoke. The smoke will create the driver's vision problem. These are all the after effect of air pollution, volcanic eruption. Then greenhouse gases. What are the greenhouse gases? Gases that stay in the air for a long time and warm up the planet by trapping sunlight. This is called the greenhouse effect. Very hot condition, because the gases act like the glass in a greenhouse. Some of the important greenhouse gases are carbon dioxide, methane and nitrous oxide. So carbon dioxide is the most important greenhouse gases. It comes from the burning of fossil fuels in cars, power plants, houses, and industry. Methane is released during the process of fossil fuels and also comes from natural sources like cows and rice paddies. Nitrous oxide comes from industrial sources. Then a greenhouse effect can lead to change in the climate of the planet. Some of these changes might include more temperatures, extremes of temperatures, the global warming. The main reasons of after effect of greenhouse gases is global warming. Then human health might be affected by diseases that are related to temperature or by damage. Then carbon dioxide we have already seen. Then greenhouse effect. Then chemical pollutants like lead, brain damage and behavioral disorders. Cadmium produces kidney and lung diseases. Chemical pollutants. Mercury induces tremors and skin eruption. Nickel causes dizziness and nausea. Carbon monoxide prevents blood from carrying oxygen, can cause symptoms like headache, dizziness, and nausea. These are all the after effect of these pollutants. Then coming to particulate matter. Particulate matter, solid or liquid matter that is suspended in the air. To remain in the air, and particles usually must be less than 0.1 millimeter wide and can be as small as 0.0005 millimeter, very minute particles. This will cause cough and lung problems, throat irritations, eye irritations. These are all the after effect of particulate matter. Particulate matter can be divided into two types: coarse particles and fine particles. Coarse particles are formed from sources like road dust, sea spray, and construction. Fine particles are formed when fuel is burned in automobiles and power plants. Particulate matter that is small enough can enter the lungs and cause health problems. Some of these problems include more frequent asthma attack, respiratory problems, and premature death. These are all the after effects. This is the picture showing particulate matter smoke emitted from cars or automobiles. Then coming to secondary pollutants. When pollutants in the air mix up in a chemical reaction, they form an even more dangerous chemical. Photochemical smoke is an example of this and is a secondary pollutant. Secondary pollutants are the ones that are caused by the intermingling and reactions of primary pollutants. Smoke created by interactions of several primary pollutants is known to be as secondary pollutant. Smoke, I told you earlier. Some secondary pollutants. The ozone, a gas that can be found in two places near the ground. The troposphere is a major part of smoke. The harmful ozone in the lower atmosphere should not be confused with the protective layer of ozone in the upper atmosphere. That is stratosphere. The ozone found in the stratosphere is protecting us. But the ozone present in the troposphere, that is, it is harmful to us, which screens out harmful ultraviolet rays. The upper stratosphere ozone prevent the ultraviolet rays comes from the sun. So it protect our environment. But the troposphere or troposphere ozone, it affect harmfully. Ozone is not created directly, but is formed when nitrogen oxides and volatile organic compounds mix in sunlight. That is why ozone is mostly found in the summer. Nitrogen oxides come from burning gasoline, coal, or other fossil fuels. There are many types of volatile organic compounds, and they come from sources ranging from factories to trees. Ozone near the ground can cause a number of health problems. Also can lead to more frequent asthma attack in people who have asthma, and can cause sore throats, cough, and breathing difficulty. It may even lead to premature death. Ozone can also hurt plants and crops. It will also adversely affect plants. See, this way the ground ozone is formed. Then coming to smoke. Smoke is another common secondary pollutant. Smoke is a yellowish or blackish fog formed mainly by a mixture of pollutants in the atmosphere, which consists of the particles and ground level ozone. Smoke, which occurs mainly because of air pollution, can also be defined as a mixture of various gases with dust and water vapor. Smoke also refers to hazy air that makes breathing difficult. That pollution interact with the sunlight. Smoke is often caused by heavy traffic, high temperature, sunshine, and calm winds. These are few of the factories behind the increasing level of air pollution in atmosphere. During the winter months, when the wind speeds are low, it helps the smoke and fog to become stagnant at a place, forming smoke and increasing pollution levels near the ground closer to where people are respiring. It hampers visibility and disturbs the environment. Smoke affects the plant's life and the health of animals and humans. It is harmful to humans, animals, and plants and nature as a whole. Smoke leads to bronchial diseases. Heavy smoke results in a low production of the crucial natural element vitamin D, leading to cases of rickets among people. Smoke can be responsible for any ailments from minor pains to deadly pulmonary diseases such as lung cancer. So smoke is well known for causing irritation in the eye. It may also result in inflammation in the tissues of lungs, giving rise to pain in the chest. These are all the after effect of smoke. Then different how it is affecting lungs. So these are the sources of pollutant, air pollutant. Then coming to causes of air pollution. What are the causes of air pollution? Air pollution can result from both human and natural actions. Natural events that pollute the air induce forest fire, volcanic eruption, wind air erosion, pollen dispersal, evaporation of organic compounds, and natural radioactivity. Pollution from natural occurrences are not very often. Emissions from industries and manufacturing activities. So with this, we can stop today's class. Any doubt in this, you can ask. Please go through this air pollution slides and prepare for an essay for this air pollution. Okay. Thank you very much.